off of their seats because, as you said there, he has got great quality, great attributes. I mean, he started off the game a little bit slow, but the moment they started to give him a little bit more possession, and he was picking up positions where he wasn't getting marked, every single time he turned and he ran at the Hungarian backline, they didn't know what to do with him. He's going past 2-3, he's playing little 1-2s with Kai Havertz as well, Ilkay Gundogan, and he's been probably their best player in the final third in that first half. He's the one that you think, if they can get him the ball as often as possible, this game could be out of sight. But if you're hungry, you're happy that it's only 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Germany then, and you rightly say, Musiala seems to be the outlet at the moment that they're aiming for. Kai Havertz, we spoke a lot about him pre-match as well. Has he really been in the game?
Do you know what he has? And there's been times where he had the opportunity where he forced a really good save from Golaski. Really good save. He ran in behind and he got a shot off and he used his body really well. But just, I'd say the last really good save. They've stopped playing to Golaski. Because what really good save. He ran in behind, dropping it in behind. Kai Havertz running behind. He used his body really well, but just so many problems. I'd say the last really good save. They've stopped playing to Golaski. He really good save. He ran in behind, dropping it in behind. Kai Havertz running behind. Just maybe the last 15-20 minutes that hasn't had the opportunities that he probably would have liked.
Yeah, maybe not as effective in the latter part of that first half. Up the other end, we've got to give credit to Manuel Neuer and that double save. That Dominic Szoboszlai free kick first of all, then that was an outstretched palm to put it down, and then there was the Hungarian player that got to it first and he had to use his feet to save it, all within a very short space of time. Terrific saves from Manuel Neuer to keep them 1-0 up in the game.
Yeah, they were. And I mean, where the free kick was as well, that Szoboszlai hit, I was thinking to beat a goalkeeper of that quality, it's going to have to be some hit. There are just some goalkeepers out there that you think, well, if you're going to shoot from there, you're never going to beat him. And Manuel Neuer, for me, that fits into that bracket. And the first save was outstanding, but as you said there, the reflexes to kind of half get up and stick his leg out to stop the ball going across his box, and then I think the attacker would have had a tap in. He managed to know his surroundings, get his foot out. He has been fantastic, and that started from the first 40 seconds when they caused Germany problems, and he made a big save there as well.
Yeah, Germany then have Manuel Neuer to thank for keeping Hungary out in this first half. Darren, for now, thank you very much. It is then Germany who are 45 minutes away from reaching the knockout stage of this European Championships. They lead 1-0, and let's bring you the halftime highlights with Carling.
Half-time highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
So any doubts German fans had about Die Mannschaft going into these championships as host, well, they appear to have been swept away. But opponents Hungary will not be in charitable mood. Played through by Musiala, trying to get Gundogan away, and he's won it back as Hungary lose possession. Surely Musiala, he scored! Terrible mess at the back by Hungary, who couldn't get it clear.
Hungary have got themselves to blame. If they clear it, it's opportunity gone.
Szoboszlai taking 3 steps back from the ball. Up he comes, right-footed, over the wall, brilliant save by Neuer, turned across the face of goal, and he's managed to keep it out a second time. Magnificent goalkeeping from Manuel Neuer.
Lovely feet, every single time he gets the ball to his feet, Jamal Musiala, he's looking to try and make things happen.
Szoboszlai swings the free kick in, it's flicked on, and it's in! But the flag goes up to deny the equaliser from Shalai at half-time in Stuttgart. Germany 1, Hungary 0.
Yeah, so the ball did go in the back of the net for Hungary, but it was disallowed for offside in the end. So 1-0 it is to Germany. They lead at the break. That was your halftime highlights. Thanks to Carling. It's 18 and over. Please drink responsibly.
Half-time highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. What's better than a last-minute winner? A crispy chicken royale delivered straight to your door.
Settle down for a night of crime. Witness a heist. Follow a car chase. Eat too much popcorn. Meet a mafia boss. Join in on a bank robbery. Think about making a cup of tea. Be too comfortable to get up. For less.
Selected IKEA sofas are now at a new lower price, along with thousands of other products. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every Scotland game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kickoff. Bet builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses, save your summer. Get a wiggle on and book yourself a bargain with On the Beach. Big budget or small, we've got a mega holiday for all. Should have been a rapper. On the Beach, book like a genius, holiday like a fool.
ATO protected.
On the beach.
Here she is, the 3-time world champion. What has she got in store for us today? Things are starting to heat up. Here she goes.
Triple builders, double stir. I don't believe it. And a chocolate digestive to finish it off. A thing of beauty. You have to say, the judges are going to love this one.
British Gas, powering home fans during this summer of sport.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £20 on packs of beer like Peroni. Then there's party wear from £1, the midfield trio of bunting, face paint and flags.
And don't forget the dependable 2 for £7 on Coke 8-packs could be the difference maker. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda with beer and decorations on offer until the 14th of July. Asda. That's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Beer packs 10 times 330ml each. Not available in Scotland. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. May exclude express and small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out. Only in The Sun.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
TalkSport. Every sub, every send-off, every sublime set piece.
Official broadcast partner of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Euro Game Day Live
on TalkSport.
I like it.
You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport as we bring you live commentary of Germany versus Hungary with me, Natalie Sawyer. The hosts 1-0 up, 45 minutes away from booking their place in the knockout stages. Let's then bring you the latest thanks to William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
All right, there are a few interesting odds to bring you with Hungary trailing then at half-time. William Hill are offering you a chance for them to back Hungary to come back and win this game. That is at 25-1 now. What about the draw? Well, Hungary have had a few chances, isn't it? That's the best price, 7s currently. And in the next goal scorer market, Kai Havertz is at 9-2. So those are your offerings from William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. It's 18 and over. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
All right, following us here on TalkSport, it will be all eyes on Cologne as Scotland look to pick up their first win of this European Championships as they take on Switzerland. And the Scotland boss Steve Clarke has been speaking to TalkSport ahead of the game. He said it's one of the biggest nights he's ever faced in his career.
I think I've always said before, that's for the end of my career. I'll decide when I'm finished whether it's the biggest game or the biggest game ever in my career. So it's not really a question that I've ever answered before, and I'm not going to start now. Yeah, big challenge. Good team. They have a lot of good players, very strong through the spine of the team, defend well, don't give too much away, and good pace up front. So we expect a difficult night.
He expects a difficult night. Let's get the thoughts of former England striker Darren Bent on this game between Scotland and Switzerland. And if you go back to Friday night in that mauling by Germany on Scotland, that 5-1 victory, it did sort of feel as though it was rabbit in headlights for Scotland, Darren.
Yeah, it did. The way they came out the traps as well, it was almost like they were just hoping not to get smashed, is the way I felt like it was. They didn't really go out, they didn't really believe that they could beat Germany in that opening game, and that's the way it played out. I mean, it was almost, I did feel sorry for them, because it almost feels like they've given everything to be at this major tournament, and rightly so, that's what you've got to do. But now they're here, it's almost like, like we're here now, so the job starts now. Now you're here now, you've got to put the effort in, and I'm not questioning the effort or the attitude of the Scottish players, but that first performance against Germany was poor, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the captain, Andy Robertson's spoken about a fear that was within some of those players in that game, and he's spoken about the difference between the qualifiers and now the actual tournament proper, saying in the qualifiers we were full of belief and trust, and yet when it came to this game on Friday we played with fear, and that's something they're going to have to get over very quickly when they take on Switzerland tonight.
Absolutely, because it was 5 in that, and it could have been 10, and that's the reality of it. It could have been 10, and it's just simply not good enough. But playing against Switzerland as well, they're a good side. We watched them against Hungary. They've got good players in that team, and if they're not at it again, if their mentality's not right and their discipline's not right in terms of this game, they'll get beat again quite comfortably.
Well, the Hungarian team are making their way out onto the pitch at Stuttgart then for the second half of this game as they trail 1-0 to the hosts Germany. The manager, Marco Rossi, would have expected a response from his side following that defeat to Switzerland. He certainly got it, although they aren't yet on the score sheet. Can they get on the score sheet in this second half then as they take on Germany? Let's hand you back to your commentators for the second half of this one. It is Darren Bent, who is alongside Ian Danta.
Thanks, Natalie. Yeah, Hungary are out, no sign of Germany yet. In fact, all the Hungarian substitutes have been out warming up in the interval. No sign of any German substitutes either. They've all been locked in with Julian Nagelsmann. No immediate sign of any outfield player changes for Hungary. I think that's the 10 players outfield, Darren, that completed the first half. That first half performance that we saw, if we're talking about Hungary for a moment, that was a better first half than they showed against Switzerland, even though they're behind.
Yeah, and they have to be disciplined. We mentioned that word a lot, discipline, because they know full well if they'd have gone gun-ho and opened up, this Germany team would have cut them apart. But yeah, at least they've gone in at half-time. They're only 1-0 down, so the game is still there. They can still salvage something from them. And the positive they have to take in that first half is that they created chances. If it wasn't for Manuel Neuer pulling off 3 spectacular saves, they score a goal from that. So you've got to keep believing and keep trying to make them opportunities count.
Germany had 20 shots against Scotland on opening night. They've had 8 so far, 3 on target. And when they've won their opening 2 group stage games at Euros, they tend to go on and win the whole darn thing, Germany. In 1972 and 80 and Euro 96 at Wembley against the Czech Republic, having won their opening 2 group stage games, they ended up lifting the trophy. The only time they failed to do that was at Euro 2012. And the German players, they are on their way. The tunnel here at Stuttgart, it's huge. It's like a tunnel that goes under the Alps. But they are finally emerging to come out onto the pitch in their chain strip today of the graded pink into dark blue. Hungary in all white with a bit of red and green trim to match their flag, and it would appear that neither manager has made a change at the break. So Hungary will get us underway, kicking from left to right as we look towards their supporters in the Untertürkheimer curve away to our right. So it'll be Gulazzi in goal, Fiola, Orban and Dardai, 3 centre-halves, Boller, Naj, Schäfer and Kerkers in midfield, Salai and Szoboszlai in behind Varga up front. For Germany, who lead by a goal to 0, if you're just tuning into TalkSport ahead of the second half getting underway. Neuer the keeper, Kimmich, Rudiger, Tah and Mittelstädt the back 4, Andrik and Kroos holding, Musiala, Gundogan and Wirtz in behind Havertz. And we are underway, and Germany have conceded possession, but Hungary can't do anything with it, and the ball breaks for Havertz over on the far side of the field, hooks it in field for Musiala, who's making long strides down the right hand side. He's only got Wirtz up with him into the area, pulls it back to the edge of the box looking for Havertz, but that was intercepted by Naj, and Hungary clear their lines. Naj again, poor touch from him, intercepted by Andriy, and then Kroos finds his captain Gundogan, sends it out to the left-hand side for Maximilian Mittelstädt, who had a lot of first-time crosses on the run in that first half. This time he lays it back in field to Wirtz. Gundogan with his back to goal 25 yards out, clips it away to the right-hand side, and Josh Kimmich. Now Rudiger steps forward, drives the ball goalwards, and it's forced over the crossbar by Willi Orban. Rudiger just strode forward and tried to larrup it towards goal from the sort of area where Josimar once scored past Pat Jennings for Brazil against Northern Ireland at a World Cup. Corner to Germany, and they lead 1-0. Darren Bent.
I quite like what he did there, Antonio Rudiger. He's put it into an area as if to say to Kai Havertz, this is where I want you to be, make sure you're on the end of it. And it wasn't like a cross, it was almost like a hard slapped pass into an area. It wasn't there, but it was a good play.
In swinging corner from Tony Kroos, right under the crossbar, headed out of the goalkeeper's hands by his own centre half, and then there's a push by a German player. I think it was Havertz who was the offender, and so it's a free kick to Hungary. And Havertz is told to back away by the Dutch referee Danny McKaylee so that he doesn't get a yellow card for dissent. So Tar and Andrich have been booked so far for Germany, and Varga was booked for dissent after that German goal scored midway through the first half by Musiala. Gulacsi with the free kick for Hungary, the goalkeeper, just shy of his own 18-yard line. Drills it out to the inside right channel, like a shove, did it, on Varga. He wanted a foul. Referee saw it and gave nothing. Instead it's knocked down by Mittelstedt. Then he hooks the ball high into the Stuttgart evening sky. Dardai is caught by Havertz, and a free kick to Hungary just by the centre circle. And for Marco Rossi, who's won 33 of his 65 games as Hungary national team manager, got them to the A-League of the Nations League. No mean feat, really. He's got a lot to ponder at the moment. But Hungary coming forward now. Szoboszlai lays it off to midfield for Schaefer. Kirke is making a stride down the left-hand side. First touch is awkward, but he's won a corner off Kimmich nonetheless in front of those passionate Hungary fans away to our right-hand side. 1-0 the score to Germany.
Yeah, really good play there from Shalai, rolling the ball down for Kirkesh. I do think he overhit the pass. If he'd have left it in that space, he could have come onto it and hit it first time, but he had to take a touch. But listen, he done well to get the corner.
Szoboszlai with the resulting corner, chips it into the near post. It's flicked away by Tar, away to this near side, the right. Two players herring after it, and it would be allowed to run out of play for a throw. In fact, it's been given Germany's way because Boller thought it was a Hungary throw, let it roll out of play, and then the referee promptly gave the throw to the hosts.
I never understand that. Why the referee and the linesman, they're right there. Clearly, if he can keep it in, he would have kept it in if he knew that it was a Germany throw. So I always think sometimes you've got to feed off the players. If he's going to let it go out, clearly it's a Hungarian throw-on.
So Germany have the throw with Mittelstedt, level with his own penalty area on this near side. Looks for Havertz down the line. He couldn't win the header. Ball pinballs around the inside left channel, given away by Germany. Szoboszlai trying to get onto the loose ball. Kirke's now joining in, left hand corner of the box, faced up by Kimmich. Two waiting for a cross. Szoboszlai's now dropped off, and Kirke's intelligently gives the ball back to the Liverpool man. Into the feet of Schaefer, tries to run through a couple of challenges, goes to ground, and then he actually catches Andrich and concedes a free kick. But there are just signs at the start of the second half on TalkSport that Hungary have had a bit of flea in their ear from their manager, and they're going about their business with a bit more tempo, Darren Bent.
Yeah, they are, and I like what he's doing there, Marco Rossi, the manager. I really like it because he's screaming to his players there, go forward, go and press, don't back off now, we've got to go and get a goal. And he's screaming, pointing to his team, press, go and press in their half. I can understand that because they need a goal. They need to get back into this game at some point. I know you can't be overzealous and start throwing men forward, but you've got to cause Germany a problem. Don't let them have it their own way.
We played 5 minutes of the second half on TalkSport. Germany 1, Hungary 0 at Euro 2024. The other game in this group is live straight after us. We'll be off to Cologne with Hugh Wozencroft, Joe Shannon and Chris Iwelumo. Scotland against Switzerland. Live and kick by kick with us on TalkSport. And then Jamie and Jason will take your calls on the sports bar after all of today's action. Kai Havertz, has he won a corner? No, he hasn't. He thought he had. Certainly the supporters behind that goal away to our left, and the Cannstatter curve thought it was a German corner, but not so.
There's that run again though. Kai Havertz just peeling into that kind of left-hand channel over that far side, and Antonio Rudiger looking at it and seeing what he's doing and put a bit too much air on it, but the run was right, the pass was right. It was just the execution of the pass that was wrong.
Short goal kick given to goalkeeper Gulacsi, plays it out left, and it's going to be hit downfield by Schaefer, who actually leaves it for Dardai. Little fight ball just over the halfway line between Salai and Rudiger. Rudiger won that, and Kroos just calmly turns the ball back to Jonathan Tah, midway point of his own half. Andrić turns inside his own half of the field and plays it out to the right-hand side via Wirtz to Kimmich. Back it goes to Florian Wirtz on halfway. Another player who's had a fantastic season with Leverkusen, Florian Wirtz. Won the Euros under 21s as a German player. And winning his 20th cap tonight, I should say. Out to the right-hand side. Germany have it again. Level with the edge of the area. Wirtz picks up the ball down the right-hand side of the box, but then gives it back to Kimmich. Infield it goes to Rudiger. Again in that inside right channel. Clips the cross in. Headed out by Fiori. And Viola finds Schaefer. Schaefer nutmegs his man and will bring the ball up to halfway and release Varga, who keeps the ball in play left-hand side. Nicks the ball in field. Good touch from Salai. Then Szoboszlai finds Schaefer again, who's got to the edge of the area, but Jonathan Tah gets himself between man and ball and wins it back for Germany, 1-0.
Just run out of space. Everything up until that last point was really, really good, but it just maybe one pass too many, and then the opportunity was gone.
Havertz down the right-hand side for Germany, at the right-hand corner of the box, infield to Josh Kimmich, who's urged to shoot. You can hear around us just for a moment by those of a German persuasion inside the Stuttgart arena. Plenty of those. Out to the right-hand side it goes again for Florian Wirtz. Level with the Hungarian penalty area. Now he has to go back 15 yards or so for Rudiger. Germany switch play from right to the near side to us, the left, with Germany attacking the Cannstatter curve away to our left in this second half, where the most vociferous Stuttgart home support normally resides.
This is the problem for Hungary, and this is the problem they're going to face, is that Germany are keeping possession, it's all nice and stuff, they speed it up. When they win the ball back, Hungary, there's no outlet, there's no one up there, so the ball will just keep coming back.
Havertz just inside the area, just loses out for a moment as Willi Orban stepped in front of him. He clears. Now will this stick for Hungary this time? Down the left hand side, it's a desperate clearance in the end from Dardai, and nobody up on halfway for Hungary. Szoboszlai trying to close down Mittelstedt, and he calmly rolls it back to his keeper Neuer, and Darren Bent shakes his head.
And that's why you've got to be brave. If you're Hungary, it looks like Shalai's playing more further forward now than Varga. One of them has to stay up there and give them an outlet, because Germany are too good. You keep giving them opportunities, they'll keep trying to create opportunities. When you win the ball back, Hungary, there's got to be a pass on. Even if you just lend it down the channel and he challenges and they get a throw on, and it takes him up the pitch.
Florian Wirtz sends it out to Kimmich on the right wing. Wirtz gets it back by the right hand corner of the area. Infield it goes to Tah. Across to Mittelstedt on this near side, but he's quite infield, level with the edge of the penalty area. Rudiger thinks about sending a cross in from the right, but leaves it for Kimmich. Lovely ball, slid down the right-hand side of the box, picked up by Gundogan. Twists and turns, fires the ball into the near post, pushed out by the keeper. Kroos on the follow-up, another brilliant save, and then he'll actually held on to the ball when he needed to, but Toni Kroos let fly from a good 30 yards out. Fearsome hit, but dealt with by Hungary at the back. 1-0 Germany.
Really intelligent run.
They've won it back again, Germany. Musiala flicks it infield to Gundogan. Across to the edge of the D. Wirtz plays it through looking for Havertz, and then Havertz clips his man, and that's going to be a free kick to Hungary. But they look nervous at the back, Hungary. Whenever Germany get in and around the penalty area, they look like they've taken leave of their senses. 1-0 to Germany on TalkSport. Nearly 10 minutes gone in the second half. We're at the Euros, we're all over it. Every single game live and kick by kick. England tomorrow against Denmark. Don't forget, before that, Slovenia against Serbia on TalkSport 2. Kev Hatchard and Tash Dowie, your commentary team there. Then it's England-Denmark, 5 p.m. in Leipzig with Adrian, along with Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce, Faye Carruthers and the team for the very best coverage of that game. And then we'll bring you Spain against Italy. What game that promises to be in Gelsenkirchen, 8 o'clock on TalkSport, and then all the reaction on the phones. Hungary coming forward down the left-hand side of the area. Kerkez ran into Tah, and then a poor touch from Schaefer. Just couldn't keep the ball in play. 10 minutes gone in the second half. The score is still 1-0 to Germany. And there may well be changes of foot on the German bench. Certainly players are getting stripped and ready down beneath us. It may well be. Just looking to see who it is down there. It could be Nicholas Füllkrug who's getting on, who scored that thunderous effort against Scotland on opening night. Anyway, meantime, Rudiger finding a lovely ball for Kai Havertz down the right-hand side of the area. Tried to pull it back across the face of goal unselfishly for Gundogan. Intercepted, though, by Dardai. It's going to come back Germany's way. Wirtz this time will knock it back in field for Jonathan Tah. Tah up to the edge of the area. Wirtz with a touch across the 18-yard line, but gave it straight to the fullback, and it's sent down the line by Boller, looking for Szoboszlai, and across comes Jonathan Tah. No nonsense challenge from the Leverkusen man, but it is a Hungarian throw, and here comes Nicholas Füllkrug making his way to the touchline, and I'm assuming Nagelsmann will want to make this change before Hungary take the throw on this near side, and indeed the assistant is about to hold up the board, and the player coming off is going to be Florian Wirtz. So that means Havertz, I assume, Darren Bent, will drop into a midfield position. Leroy Sané also coming on as a double change, but Wirtz off, Füllkrug on. Your thoughts on that, Darren Bent?
Yeah, it makes sense. I think Wirtz, he's been good, but he's kind of been on the edge of the game, hasn't really got involved as much as he would have liked, certainly like he was against Scotland, and I just think you need more of a vocal point, and I think with Füllkrug coming on, I mean, we know what he brings.
Havertz is coming off, and he's the one that's making way for Leroy Sané once of Manchester City. So Sané will go into that left-sided midfield role. Füllkrug will go up top. So it's Nagelsmann that shuffles the pack first. How quickly will Marco Rossi respond after that double change for Germany? Throw-in taken by Hungary into the area. Headed clear by Toni Kroos, only as far as Szoboszlai. Volleys it across the face of goal. Inadvertently almost into the path of Salai, but it's out of play for a German goal kick. You are listening to Euro Game Day live on TalkSport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Ian Danta and Darren Bent, former England striker, with you on TalkSport at the Stuttgart Arena. We're approaching the hour mark, and the score is the same as it was from the 22nd minute onwards when Jamal Musiala fired Germany into a 1-goal lead.
There's a bit of a different type of problem with Sané on that side, because one thing we know that he can do is run that kind of pace, and with Nicholas Füllkrug as well, more physical presence maybe than Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz I thought his movement was really good. They weren't just giving him the service, but I think with Nicholas Füllkrug now, get his body in, it'll be hard, big target man, and obviously we know he can score a goal.
Musiala looks to fire the ball into the area, take a deflection off Adam Nash, and actually made the claim easier for the goalkeeper Gulazzi, and he will roll the ball out just to his left-hand side for Dardai, and the centre-half hits a long raking ball downfield. Lovely first touch from Roland Salai down the left-hand side, brought it down like he had carpet slippers on, cross to Vargas, heads over the bar, big chance for a Hungarian equaliser, and Vargas, who scored against Switzerland, couldn't oblige. Cross was on a plate for him, but he headed it over. 1-0 Germany.
Incredible, but he gets up maybe a fraction too early and does everything right. Other than hit the target and score, the ball comes in from that left-hand side. He directs it back where it comes from. He gets up. Antonio Rudiger can get nowhere near it. Jonathan Tah's caught him out in possession, and it's a really good header, but maybe it's a fraction too high. He tries to put it back where it comes from and just gets too much on it.
Another moment for Hungary at these championships, but they can't convert and they stay a goal down. Here's Rudiger for Germany, just over the halfway line to the right of the centre circle. Flicks it out for Kimmich to his immediate right. Kimmich comes forward for about 10 yards, chips the ball into the area, but it's over the head of Füllkrug and bounces once and through to the Hungarian goalkeeper Gulacsi. Still waiting for Hungary to make changes. There are lots of substitutes for Hungary down the right-hand side from us, who are all looking at the bench as if to say, is he going to pick me? Is he going to pick me? Is he going to pick me? Ball's out of play meantime for a Hungarian throw on this near side. Do you deliberately try and catch the eye if you're on the bench? I know it wasn't very often, Darren Bent, but when you're on the
more
bench,
than you think.
but you're trying to catch the eye of the manager and doing all that, sort of hello, waving at him.
Yeah, well, also you almost just want to let him know that you're ready. I mean, I never understood the guys that just sat on the bench all in the second half, and then when they say go and warm up, you go and warm up. But those guys there that are out there, they're showing the manager, listen, I'm ready to go. If you make the substitution now, I've been doing my sprints, I've been doing my stretches, I am ready to go. But still no changes made as yet by Hungary. Germany 1-0 up and coming forward down the left-hand side with Jamal Musiala, the goal scorer. Hits the ball against Naj,
half-hearted claims for a penalty waved away almost sarcastically by the referee. And Germany have it again, right-hand side with Josh Kimmich, who made his debut for Germany just before Euro 2016 and ended up taking a penalty in a shootout against Italy. He was trusted that much, that quickly, as a German international. Musiala making room for a shot from 25 yards out, but couldn't wrap his right foot round it enough, and it went well wide in the end for Hungarian goal kick. 1-0 Germany on TalkSport.
Yeah, really good play from Jamal Musiala, getting into that pocket of space in between the box and the last line of midfield for the Hungarian team. But he gets it and he just shifts his body. You know exactly what he's going to do. He's one of those players where he wants to shift to that right to get the shot off, and you know he's going to do it, and you do everything you can to stop him, but you can't. His quality is just that much. Little body swerve, little body shake, and his past you.
Hungary had the ball in their own defensive third, but Schaefer forced to give the ball back to his goalkeeper. Now Willy Orban gives the ball back out to Schaefer on the left-hand side. Infield it goes to Milos Kerkez. Germany with a good press here, closing down the space. Hungary finding it difficult to play around them. 62 minutes gone at the Stuttgart Arena here in southern Germany. 1-0 to Germany, and they've just conceded a free kick pushed by Jonathan Tah on Vargas, who's just had that terrific chance to draw Hungary level. And the set piece is taken too quickly for the referee's liking by Dominik Szoboszlai. Maybe the ball was moving. And still the substitutes wait for the call from their Hungarian manager. Although there may well be one change in a minute. Looks like Kleinheisler is coming on shortly, as Kerkez makes a run down the left-hand side. Cross deep to the far post. Boller forces the corner off Mittelstädt. It was good pressing from the fullback, Boller. And Max Mittelstädt was forced to turn it behind for what is Hungary's fourth corner of the game. They trail 1-0.
Yeah, they're starting to run in behind and cause the Germany backline problems, and I think that's what you're going to have to do. I don't think everything can be to feet. It can't be intricate all the time. At times you've got to get the ball out your feet and just roll it in behind, and that's where I think certainly the second half the Hungarians are getting more opportunities on goal.
So Laszlo Kleinheisler is coming on before this corner, plays for Hajduk Split, and he's coming on for Adam Nash. Straight swap in central midfield. The number 15 comes on for the number 8, and he stands at the edge of the D as Szoboszlai prepares this latest corner in front of the Hungarian fans away to our right. But before he takes the kick, the referee again has got his eye on some shenanigans going on around the 6-yard line,
and Antonio Rudiger's at the heart of it.
As usual. In it comes from Szoboszlai, deep to the far post, almost dropped for Vargas. Left-hand corner of the area, Kerkez picks it up, trying to drive at Toni Kroos, but Kroos was too wily, too clever, too experienced, and Kerkez ended up running out of room. Goal kick Germany, and they lead 1-0 on TalkSport.
Yeah, I mean, the Hungarians have got a few opportunities. We said about it, they needed to mix it up. They were defending too deep, there was no outlet. But it just looks like to me that Marco Rossi said, you know what, we'll leave you 3 up, because now there's 3 bodies up there. They can go a little bit more direct. When they're trying the 1 and 2 touch passes and little 5-yard passes, they're not really getting anywhere. At times you've got to mix it up.
Kroos hits a long ball downfield looking for Leroy Sané. A little overhit from Toni Kroos, but the idea was right. There's a little diagonal from in to out, and the run in that inside right channel from Sané wasn't found. Ball cleared downfield for Hungary by Dardai. Might drop for Vargas here. Knocks it out to Roland Shalai, but he can't keep it in play on the far side of the field. And it will be a throw to Germany. The boss, Marco Rossi, is telling his Hungarian players to hem Germany in. The throw is almost at the midway point of their own half right-hand side. He's trying to tell them to keep Germany hemmed in their defensive third.
You have to, you've got to squeeze in. If you let the likes of Toni Kroos get on the ball, he'll make things happen. He'll pick at little pockets of space, and his range of passing is that good that if you don't squeeze up, he'll just turn and he'll just pick passes all day. At some point you've got to disrupt that.
Rudiger striding forward with the ball at his feet, plays a square pass to Jonathan Tah for Germany, just shy of the centre circle. 25 minutes to go on TalkSport. Germany, the hosts, looking to go 2 wins from 2 at the tournament they're hosting, and they'll be through to the round of 16 at least as the best placed third team with the win that they're getting here. They'll be confirmed in the top 2 if they win, and Scotland do not beat Switzerland later, live on TalkSport straight after this game. We'll be over to Cologne. Hugh Wisencroft, Joe Shen and Chris Iwelumo, your commentary team. Sane down the right-hand side of the box, lobs it across the face of goal. It's overhit for Fulkrug, but Musiala can keep it in play on this near side and find Mittelstedt. Mittelstedt knocks it down for Tony Kroos. Kroos gives it back to Mittelstedt, left-hand side. Good ball into the area, headed up in the air by Fiola. It's only half cleared. Kroos has it back, finds Musiala again, edge of the area. Good ball out to the left wing, Mittelstedt. First time cross, Gundogan drives it home! A captain's goal from İlkay Gundogan, and Germany are surely going through after just 2 games of this tournament. Mittelstedt's had so much space down the left-hand side, and he's taking a lot of the congratulation from the substitutes down to the left-hand corner flag. But it's the skipper who drilled it home expertly. İlkay Gundogan makes it Germany 2, Hungary 0.
Really, really good goal and really intelligent play from Gundogan. And with Mittelstedt, he's been getting crosses in the box all day long, and his crosses have been good quality, but this one he just decides to mix it up. Rather than just fire it into an area, he just cuts it back slightly towards the penalty box. Everyone thinks he's going to fire it in again. He just cuts it back, and when Gundogan, he's in there, he just drifts, he doesn't sprint in there, he kind of just hovers himself in there, no one picks him up, and he just sweeps it in with his left foot. Really, really good goal, because as I said, Mittelstedt, he's been putting crosses in all day, no one's been getting an end of it, and that very last one he goes, I'm not going to cross it as I have been to that back post, I'm just going to cut it back into an area where İlkay Gundogan just kind of ghosts in there, and he sweeps it in with his left foot. Really, really nice finish.
Really animated celebration from Julian Nagelsmann as well, as that one hit the back of the net. And so Hungary have so much work to do now. 2-0 down with a quarter of the game to go. But here is Boller with a cross from the dead ball line. But it only hits a German defender at the near post. And the host clear. Fulkrug tries to turn away from Orban on halfway, but gets it wrong. But Gundogan scoring his 19th international goal, winning his 79th cap tonight, has put Germany away in clear. But here's Szoboszlai for Hungary, whose Euros could be coming to a very, very short and premature end here. Schaefer, edge of the area, right-hand corner of the box, but there were 3 German players around him. One of them was Tony Kroos, and he took the ball off him. Tah, inside his own penalty area, being hassled and hurried by Kleinheisler, but Rudiger will send it long downfield, and Sane picks it up now. What a danger for Hungary to have somebody as quicksilver as Leroy Sane if you're pushing on and trying to force the issue to get a goal back.
That could be the problem. The more Hungarians push forward and try and commit more men forward, Germany should be there waiting with the likes of Sane and Musiala and Fulkrug. There's going to be a few of them waiting now.
Well, here's Kimmich to drive it in across the face of goal and wide. He didn't score many, Josh Kimmich. Nearly got one there, just hoofed it across the face of goal, and it went wide for a Hungarian goal kick. And there's going to be another change, and a player who plies his trade here, Chris Führig of Stuttgart, is going to be on shortly to win just his 5th cap at the next break in play. And Emre Can, who came on late against Scotland and scored, he's coming on as well. So another double change in the offing for Germany, who lead 2-0 with just over 20 minutes to play on TalkSport. Ian Danter and Darren Bent with you live at the Stuttgart Arena. And Germany looking very much the form side. The lack of competitive football does not appear to have caused them a problem, Darren Bent, in the run-up to these championships.
No, their pass has been slick, it's been precise, they've mixed it up, they've gone long, they've gone short, and of course Hungary a real problem. I mean, that goal there was fantastic. I mean, no, if you're Kleinheisler who's just come on, unfortunately I think you're to blame, because İlkay Gundogan's connected to him, he doesn't track the runner, and İlkay just kind of ghosts off him, he leaves him, and he's probably thinking, I hope the ball doesn't come to him. It does. Really good play from Germany, and as I said, İlkay Gundogan just sweeps it in with his left foot. It's a really good finish.
Sane for Germany looks for Jamal Musiala, midway point of the Hungary half. He's shoved in the back by Szoboszlai. Clear push right in front of the referee. Easy decision for the Dutch referee to give Germany a free kick, about 35 yards out. They lead 2-0, and here comes the double change for Germany. And Emre Can is coming on to replace Andrik, who was on a yellow card coming into this game. Good solid performance again, Darren, from Robert Andrik as the sort of protector in front of that back four.
Yeah, he is. Really good performance from him. But again, you can quite clearly see from up here, Tony Cruz was talking to him, kind of guiding him through it. But he's been really good today as well, effective.
And the very effective Jamal Musiala is the other player that's being withdrawn. The only player of these championships to have scored twice.
And he could have had more as well, because he's got himself into great positions. And I mean, it must be a joy when you play with someone like Tony Cruz. Jamal Musiala must be thinking thank you, because every time they give him the ball, he's free, he's on the half turn, he's getting at defences. He's been really impressive now, and he deserves the round of applause that he's getting for coming off.
Yeah, Furyk delighted to be on his home turf representing his country, winning what is just his 5th cap. The crowd singing his name at full volume as it's announced over the PA system. 19 minutes to go. You're listening to Euro Game Day live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. Germany 2, Hungary 0. Remember, Scotland up against Switzerland straight after this commentary. We'll be off to Cologne with Hugh Rosencroft, Joe Shannon and Chris Iwelumo for full live commentary of that game. But there is a double change being readied by Hungary. And Martin Adam is going to be on. It's one of those changes. And the other player coming on, Zsolt Naj. So one Naj has gone off, another one's coming on. And he plays for the Puskás club. He's played in Hungary his whole career, Zsolt Naj. And Adam, big stocky forward's going to be coming on as well. Big unit. But Hungary are running out of time here to force the issue. 18 minutes left and Germany firmly in control in Stuttgart. 2-0 up. Here is Furyk getting his first involvement. Plays the ball into the feet of the other sub, Füllkrug. He lost that, but there's the ever reliable Tony Kroos to mop things up. And Germany send the ball out to the right hand side, and Kimmich. Sane in support, hugging the touchline. Level with the edge of the area. Being watched by Kerkez. And Germany, conversely, don't need to force the issue at this point. They can just play the ball around and wait for a moment where they can strike. Kroos floats the ball out to Sane, right wing. Faced up by Shalai, looks to run at Roland Shalai. Into the box, into the feet of Kimmich. Turns, fires, left-footed, good save by the keeper. And Füllkrug knew he couldn't touch the rebound because he was offside. And instead it's sent downfield for Vargas to chase. But there's Jonathan Tah winning that race between the two, and looking every bit the thoroughbred as he did so. Germany 2, Hungary 0.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard for him all day, Vargas. All he does, he tried to feed off scraps, he tried to run in behind, he's tried to hold the ball, but unfortunately they just can't get enough bodies around him. I mean, that was a classic situation. He was the only pass on, but Jonathan Tah had 5-10 yards on him. He was never going to get that pass in behind.
That's Darren Bent, former England striker, alongside me, Ian Danta here in Stuttgart. Gundogan's making another lovely run through the middle, but he's not spotted. Really revelling in this more attacking midfield role that he's got since Kroos' return. Kind of like the role he was playing for Manchester City when he was there. Here's Sane, 25 yards out, gets the ball on his right, good shot, good save, pushed round the post for a corner by Gulacsi. Little daisy cutter from Leroy Sane, getting the ball onto his right foot. Well dealt with, but it's a German corner and they lead 2-0.
That's a really good save, because that's through the bodies as well. It goes for a defender's legs and he has to react really late, Gulacsi, and he does that and he tips around the post. It's a better save than it looked initially.
So the double change is now being made. Kerkez is the first player who's making his way to the near touchline to be replaced. So the Bournemouth man comes off, and that will allow the player Zoltan Naj to come on to replace him, and Adam is on for Bolla for the other change for Hungary, who have a corner to defend here. Tony Kroos just adjusting his laces whilst he's sorting that out. And in it comes from Kroos, flapped away by Gulacsi over to the far side. Gundogan will keep it in play over on the far side of the field. He's got support from Sane in the right wing. Schaefer watching his every move. Gundogan again calmly rolls it back infield to Mittelstedt. He thought about a reverse ball coming across to his more natural side of the field, and then he's fouled. Free kick given the weight of Germany, and it's in a dangerous position here. Darren Bent, good 30 yards out, pretty much dead central. 2-0 Germany.
Yeah, I thought it was a foul. He gets into a really good position there, Milstad, and I think he's just about to play the ball, and listen, it is a foul. Martin Adam, he just gets his body in there and just stops him from maybe putting the trigger or getting that pass off as well. So for me, it's a foul.
So a free kick. Tony Kroos, I remember him scoring a last-ditch goal from a free kick against Sweden in the World Cup in Russia back in 2018 to rescue Germany's World Cup chances that night in Sochi. He's one of the players standing over it. Leroy Sané's there too. Rudiger having plenty to say about what should be done. There's a two-man German wall standing in front of the Hungarian wall, which is inside the D. Sané's going to go for goal, and that is not much better than I would have done. Mind you, I might not have reached the byline with a shot from that far out, but it was well over the bar. 2-0 Germany.
Well, the only way he was going to beat a goalkeeper from that range, it had to be power, but he gets the technique all wrong. And we've seen Sané hit those free kicks where he almost hits through the valve and it wobbles a little bit. But from that type of range there, I mean, it has to be a spectacular hit to beat a goalkeeper I think he's been very well. He's done well today. He made some really good saves. To beat a goalkeeper of that quality today, it was going to have to be an absolute pearler.
77 minutes gone in Stuttgart on Talk Sport with Scotland, Switzerland to come. Stay on this frequency and we'll take you to Cologne straight after this game, and we'll see how the Scots can recover from the mauling they received at the hands of the Germans on the opening night. And England are back in action tomorrow. All the build-up tomorrow afternoon from 1 p.m. Hawksby and Baker at Box Park, Wembley. The likes of David Seaman, Ledley King and Steve Bruce, who famously never won a cap for his country, will be joining Paul and Charlie at Box Park. And then all the build-up, Adrian Durham, your host, from 4 p.m. with Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce and Faye Carruthers in Leipzig as England play Denmark. Here come Germany with Gundogan, who scored their second. Runs into trouble at the edge of the area, but Willi Orban can only get it half clear. One back brilliantly by Kimmich, and he finds Leroy Sané, little foot in from Dardai, only gets it half clear. Back with Josh Kimmich on the right hand side. Chan takes over, works it back for Rudiger. Now Tar just ahead of the centre circle. Furyk turns it round the corner first time, gets it back from Fulkrug. Good ball from Furyk out to Kimmich on the right hand side. Sané in support. Lovely move this from Germany, lots of completed passes. Kimmich looking for a cross but elects to go back once again to Antonio Rudiger. Tar just ahead of the centre circle, finds Tony Kroos. He floats the ball out to Sané, cushions it header down for Kimmich on the right wing. Fulkrug calling for a cross, but it's played in short to Gundogan, 30 yards out. Rolled back into the centre of the half for Tar. Then Fulkrug tries to play a 1-2 at the edge of the area, doesn't quite come off for him, and they can't get it clear, but there is a foul and a push by Fulkrug on Orban, or was it Fiola? It was Fiola that was fouled. And that long sequence of German passing ends with a Hungarian free kick. 2-0 to Germany, 79 minutes gone on Talk Sport.
Yeah, it's difficult for the Hungarians now because they're 2-0 down. Germany are comfortable with possession. They can't get enough men forward. What they're going to have to need, they're going to need Martin Adam to kind of hold the ball. He's gone up there alongside Varga, which I think is probably the right thing to do. They probably should have done it a little bit earlier, change the shape to like a 4-4-2 and just try and get more bodies forward, because that's been the problem for them, Hungary, this second half, is that they've had possession, they've looked up and there's no one to pass to, and they're just giving it back to Germany. And listen, you give this Germany team more and more opportunity to create chances. With the players they've got, eventually they're going to do it.
We've just seen the cameras pan on to Jogi Löw, the former German manager who sat here in the stands at the Stuttgart Arena, looking on at players he used to manage. Neuer and Kroos, of course, and Gundogan. But this latest incarnation of Germany looks like they pose a threat to everybody else at these Euros. Emre Can driving forward, finds Furyk, left hand side for Germany, getting into the area, players backpedaling. Furyk tried to wrap his foot round it and go for goal, and hit it well wide. Fancied a goal on home turf, Chris Furyk, but it wasn't to be. Goal kick. I
get that. He's back home. He got a fantastic ovation when he walked onto the pitch. The home fans here probably want to see him score as well. 10 minutes to go, the team's 2-0 up. Why not have a go? Why not? Don't get me wrong though, if I was a centre forward in the box and he's shooting from there, I'm screaming at him saying, "Hey, cross it!"
Yeah, you'd be applauding him going, yeah, fair play.
No chance.
Of course you wouldn't. TalkSport Breakfast back in the morning with Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbonlahor. Stuart Pearce will join them as well for an hour around 8:30 to preview England's game against Denmark in Leipzig tomorrow night. And Ali McCoist will join Alan and Gabby to pick the bones out of what happens tonight in Cologne between Scotland and Switzerland. That's live on TalkSport straight after this. We'll be off to Hugh Wozencroft at the end of this game. Meantime, 2-0 to Germany, 9 minutes to go on TalkSport. And Tony Kroos calmly sweeps the ball out to Josh Kimmich in his own defensive third. Back it goes to Neuer, who's had far less to do in this second half, Darren Bent, than he did in the first. And that's something of a surprise to me.
It is, but they haven't just capitalised on that. They ended the first half really well, Hungary. Created chances, Neuer made those 2 great saves, but Hungary just haven't got enough men forward. And when they've got to other than that, the header from Varga, which he should score, they haven't created too many opportunities in the second half.
Well, we're going to see Dennis Undav, who's been playing here at Stuttgart on loan from Brighton this season, coming on in a moment. But meantime, Hungary have won a corner. There's still time for Hungary to do something here, but they've really got to get themselves back within a goal now. And they've got a corner. They've scored a lot of goals from set pieces in qualifying, 7 in all. And they have a corner in front of their own fans away to the far right-hand side that Szoboszlai is going to take. Right-footed in-swinger. And it goes right under the crossbar and headed over the top for Emre Can for another corner on this near side, the right. And Can just got in ahead of Adam to get it away from danger.
They've dealt with really well, because Szoboszlai, every single one of his set plays, whether it be free kicks or corners, he puts it in with some real quality. 54,000 inside the Stuttgart arena looking on as Szoboszlai sends a short corner into Salai, and then the ball set into the box and the giant figure of Antonio Rudiger got it clear. Sane is clipped as he tried to bring it clear, and it's a free kick. This will herald the arrival of Dennis Undav. 18 goals, the top scoring German in the Bundesliga this season, Dennis Undav. He managed to get a few goals at Brighton last season, but he's by no means a regular, and it's the captain İlkay Gündoğan who is going off, and he gets a huge ovation. İlkay Gündoğan, 33 years young, now at Barcelona, really came to prominence in his days at Borussia Dortmund before his move to Manchester City, and he comes off to allow Undav to come on for Germany's final change. Yeah, I mean, he's been good. İlkay Gündoğan, really good goal he scored as well. Really intelligent. We saw him do it so many times for Manchester City, just kind of ghost into the box. But when he goes in there, he's one of those midfield players. He doesn't slash at anything. It's always a calm, controlled finish, and it's a really good goal, and he's played really well today.
2-0 to Germany. 6 minutes of normal time to go on TalkSport. Out to the right-hand side, and Kimmich, who now has the captain's armband, with Gündoğan having left the field and had high fives with every single member of the coaching staff, tea lady and everybody sat down beneath us before he takes his place. Well, that's captain's role, isn't it? Jonathan Tah of Leverkusen flicks the ball in field for Tony Kroos. Can finds Furyk on this left-hand side. Mittelstedt's gone ahead of him into the area, pulls it across the face of goal, and there should have been somebody there really in a German shirt to tuck it away, but Hungary managed to smuggle the ball out of their own 18-yard box. But again, Maximilian Mittelstedt, the man that was trying to provide the assist there, Darren Bent.
Do you know what? And if Gündoğan's still on the pitch, he probably still scores that, because Mittelstedt, he doesn't smash it across, he just almost dinks it into an area and it drops right on the penalty spot, and we know that's what İlkay Gündoğan would be. It stops there and no one's there to put it in the back of the net.
Tell you what, he only made his debut in March for Germany, Maximilian Mittelstedt, but he looks at home. He was relegated last summer at Hertha Berlin, came here to Stuttgart and had one hell of a season. Don't forget, Stuttgart finished second in the Bundesliga. Only the Invincibles of Bayer Leverkusen went above them. It's going to be another double change for Hungary in just a moment, but it appears to be a lost cause for Marco Rossi and co. They had a hideous group stage of the Euros last time out, you might remember France, Germany and Portugal in their group. Here's Furyk making a lovely run for Germany into the left-hand corner of the box. Keeps it away from Szoboszlai. Floats it across to Kimmich, just outside the D. Kimmich sets himself for a shot and then fires into the right-hand side for Sane. Can't get the cross in, but Kimmich does. Finds Füllkrug, who was falling backwards as he tried to apply a finish. And it goes behind. And the changes are being made by Hungary right now. And Daniel Gazdag of Philadelphia in MLS, he's coming on, and so too is Kevin Soboth, who plays for the Ujpest club. Have years of being a player at Benfica and never getting a look in. Barnabas Varga, who scored against Switzerland, is one of those players withdrawn. Had a massive chance, didn't he, Darren Bent, second half, to get Hungary level at 1-1 with that header. Yeah, I mean, he did everything right but score and hit the target. I mean, his movement was good. He peeled onto the back of Jonathan Tah, who couldn't react. And I think he maybe just got up a fraction too early because he tries to guide it back where he come from, which is the right thing to do in that situation. But he just gets too much on it and it drops just over the crossbar. So Gazdag and Soboth are on. Varga and Salai have gone off. But time running out. 3 minutes of normal time to go on TalkSport. Hungary have the ball with their goalkeeper Galaci. Szoboszlai hits the ball against Furyk and wins a throw-in this right-back position. Don't forget, Hungary play Scotland in the final game. And Scotland will be desperate to get something because they'll know, Darren Bent, going into the final game, if they got something on the board tonight against Switzerland, they've got something to play for a third place potential finish. Exactly. So you'd like to think that they will get the job done tonight. It's going to be difficult for them though because Switzerland are a good side. Sane into the area, right hand side. The shot is deflected and goes the wrong side of the post for Leroy Sane, but it is a corner late on for the Germans with 2 minutes to go. 2-0. Yeah, good play there from Sane, but when he went past the defender, I'm thinking, right, can you shift it? He doesn't really do anything. He's faced up to the defender, Will Orban, and he doesn't really shift. If he shifts it to his left, then he can open up the angle, but he almost does nothing and tries to hit it between the defender's legs. But even if it goes through, the goalkeeper probably saves it. So disappointing from Leroy Sane in that situation there. Kroos takes the corner and takes it out to outside the area, gets it back from Furyk. Sane drifting down the left hand side of the area, being watched all the way. Good defending from Hungary. Now Szoboszlai tight to this near touchline, tries to bring it clear. Good ball up to halfway, and Soboth, his first touch, he's caught by Mittelstedt, but the referee says play on because Hungary still have possession. Now he's bringing play back and he's going to book Mittelstedt for that foul on the substitute Soboth. 2-0 Germany. Yeah, tactical foul there. I think he almost had to because he was breaking away. Just leave your foot there, dangle your leg there, just catch him a little bit, break up momentum. It's one of those you have to take for the team, unfortunately. Going to be 3 minutes of additional time minimum when we get there, but there's still a minute of normal time to play here at the Stuttgart Arena on TalkSport as Szoboszlai floats the ball into the area. Adam goes up with Neuer, he's lost it and the ball's tucked towards goal but kept out on the goal line, and then a Hungarian player goes down. No penalty. I think it was Josh Kimmich that kept the ball out as Hungary thought they'd either got a goal back or won a penalty. Instead, Szoboszlai gives the ball away to Sane, who's charging over the halfway line. Füllkrug to his right, Chan to his left, and he can't find either of them. Poor from Leroy Sane there. The option there was Füllkrug. That's where he should have been. He tries an outside of the boot for a pass that wasn't really on, and the opportunity gone. If you're centre forward there, you pulled off into a really good channel. Füllkrug just pass him the ball, he gets one touch, he gets a shot off, but Sane for me there chose the wrong option. So instead Hungary get the ball down the other end, but Germany have themselves a ball down the right hand side for Josh Kimmich. Plays it back to Chan on halfway. That last sequence there, Martin Adams got an absolutely smash from Manuel Neuer. Wow. Yeah, he's a big unit, is Martin Adams. He is. So the 3 minutes of minimum stoppage time has begun, and the Hungarian fans trying their best away to our right hand side to encourage their players, but this Euros, like the last Euros, it's just a group that's so tough, and they've had 2 tough games, because you should never discount the Swiss. They're still in the top 20 of the world ranking, Switzerland. Very tough nut to crack. Hungary win the ball back at the edge of their own penalty area.
It's also what if. Hungary have created so many chances today where they just think a little bit extra quality in that final third. And I know Manuel Neuer's made some unbelievable saves, but you're looking back, you're thinking, when you analyse the footage later on, you're sitting in the team hotel, it's almost like, well, how have we not scored today? Because they've created enough opportunities to have got themselves a goal in this game.
Well, I think it's flip-flop. They were poor first half against Switzerland, better second half. I think it's vice versa today.
Yeah.
Better in the first half despite going behind, and Neuer's had much less to do since the restart. Ball's out of play for a German throw on this near side. Nagelsmann is going to give the ball to his left back, Mittelstedt. Just over the halfway line for Germany, who are going to take their time, as you would expect. They don't have to use up too much energy in these closing stages. A minute and a half of the minimum 3 has gone. Germany 2, Hungary 0. Off to Cologne shortly with Hugh Wozencroft, Joe Shannon and Chris Iwelumo, former Scotland international. How will the Tartan Army respond to that defeat to Germany? Switzerland are their opponents. We'll bring you the team news from Cologne and the full game live, and then Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara will take your calls on the sports bar at the conclusion of that game. So stick with Talk Sport, and we will continue to bring you the very best commentaries from Euro 2024. Ball's overhit by Undav as he tried to thread it through the eye of a needle for Füllkrug, who appreciates the intention of the pass, but it went straight through to Galazzi. And now Dardai. Hungary going to have to lick their wounds here and hope they can get 3 points in the final game and see what that means for them, whether that gives them any sort of a chance of a best third place finish, but it would appear unlikely.
But to be fair to them, they've shown opportunities today that they can play. You said first half they were good, second half today maybe not so much. But if we're looking at the performances and thinking we're playing against Germany, who are one of the favourites for the competition, and we've caused them problems, it's just that last little bit of quality in the final third maybe we've lacked today. So I think you've got to take the positives on this game. You've been beaten by the better side. It happens.
Mittelstedt was booked a little while ago for a foul on Soboth. Well, Soboth has just turned the tables. He's just got a yellow card for a foul on the German left back. And at the end of it all, Germany will have a free kick midway point of their own half, taken short to Kroos by Tar. And the referee blows for full time, and Germany have won their opening 2 Euro 2024 matches. They will be through to the round of 16 no matter what, after another strong performance in front of their own fans here at the Stuttgart Arena. Hungary had chances in the first half, didn't take them. Jamal Musiala took his midway through that first period to put Germany in front, and then the skipper Ilkay Gundogan scoring his first German goal from open play. That was midway through the second half to seal the deal. Hungary have no points from their opening 2 games, and their Euros looks threatened. But the hosts march on, just the second team in history to score 7 goals in their first 2 games of a Euro campaign, like the Netherlands did at Euro 2008. But they've got 6 points on the board, and that's what really matters. Germany through to the knockout stages. It's finished here at the Stuttgart Arena. Germany 2, Hungary 0.
Ian, thank you very much. You are listening to Euro Game Day Live right here on Talk Sport, as we brought you that live commentary from Stuttgart as Germany beat Hungary 2-0, and they are through to the knockout stages. They don't know yet whether they'll be top or second in those top 2 positions. They have to wait and see what will happen in the final stages of Group A, and of course they do play Switzerland in their final game as well. And as for Hungary, well, as Ian was telling us, there are no points on the board, and they will have to try and get 3 points in their final game against Scotland and hope results go their way to maybe end up as one of the best third place teams. Let's get the thoughts of former England striker Darren Bent on that game. It wasn't as emphatic for Germany, Darren, as it was against Scotland in this Hungary result, but it did feel comfortable in the end for the hosts.
Yeah, it did. I mean, as you said there, it wasn't like it was against Scotland where they ran riot. There were times where Hungary did cause them problems. Manuel Neuer had to make some fantastic saves throughout the game, and they just didn't capitalise, Hungary. There were times where they were in it. They had little spells, maybe 2-3 minutes at a time, keeping possession. causing problems, but I always felt like Germany were comfortable, and if it wasn't for the quality in the final third from Germany, again, they could have scored more than 2, but at times they were picking the wrong pass, trying to be too precise, people shooting when they shouldn't. But again, you look back at this game and it's about getting out of the group, and Germany have done that comfortably.
Indeed. Let's bring us our King performance thanks to Burger King.
King Performance on Talk Sport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
So Darren, tell us who or what has stood out for you in this game.
Well, it's a bit of a difficult one because when I look at the players, there was no one I would say was actually outstanding. Musiala got a goal, Gundogan got himself a goal, of course, but I'm going to go for Manuel Neuer. Just because for him, a goalkeeper, Germany was so on the front foot, they had so much of the ball, you've got to stay concentrated, and he did that, and every single time that the Hungarians pushed forward and he was called upon, he managed to make the saves, and one of them was absolutely fantastic. So for that, I'm going to go for Manuel Neuer.
Brilliant. Darren, thank you very much. Ian as well, thank you for being our commentary team in Stuttgart. That was our King Performance pick in association with Burger King.
King Performance on Talk Sport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Now, Gareth Southgate is speaking to the media ahead of England's game with Denmark tomorrow. You'll hear from him shortly here on Talk Sport. On the way next, Scotland are seeking their first win at these Euros to keep alive their hopes of reaching the knockout stage. Hugh Wozencroft and the team will bring you Scotland versus Switzerland live from Cologne next.
Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out, only in The Sun.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses. Get up to 5 gigs of free mobile data for your holiday when you book with On the Beach. FaceTime, Facebook, and a face full of patatas bravas. On the Beach. Book like a genius. Holiday like a fool.
Conditions and exclusions apply. ATOL protected.
On the beach.
It's the event we've all been waiting for. The 30-metre vacuum is on. He's really ramping up the power. Straight around the first corner, overtaking Pepper. Oh no! He's hit a hurdle. It must be a coin. Great recovery. And now he's on the home straight. This could be a personal best. And he's done it. Incredible scenes. He really has cleaned up.
British Gas, powering home fans during this summer of sport.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every Scotland game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kickoff. Bet Builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
You could skydive out of a plane or swim with sharks. You might even skinny dip in icy cold waters. Or you could get that inexpressible high, that guaranteed rush from finding just the thing you wanted, the thing you needed, at a great sale price. IKEA Summer Sale, now on. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £7 on Coke 8 packs. Then there's pizza price drops, including the talented spicy chicken fajita flavour and classic 4-cheese deep dish. Worth £3 each, now £2 each.
And don't forget the dependable garlic flatbread was £1.80, now £1.50. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda this summer. Asda, that's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. Pizzas and flatbread end 17th of July. May exclude express and small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Get your classic Game Day Flame Grilled Whopper made fresh and delivered to your door. Order your Burger King delivery now.
On 1089 and 1053 AM. Online, on the app, on your smart speaker.
Official broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024, Germany.
Talk Sport.
Talk Sport.
With the latest headlines at 7 o'clock, I'm Jeremy Lieben. Well, we're now just an hour away of Scotland's must-not-lose clash against Switzerland, and Andy Robertson admits we have to get back to being us, and we've not been ourselves. The Scotland captain says the message off the pitch has not changed. They just need to get back to what they're doing good at on the pitch.
Trusting ourselves within the game, trusting each other, whoever's next to you, and if we do that, then we're a better team for it. And I think you've seen that in abundance in the qualifying campaign. You know, you've seen a team that was full of belief and ready to fight for each other and ready to go for every single ball.
Meanwhile, former Scotland striker TalkSport's Chris Owellamo hopes Steve Clarke's side look a lot less like rabbits in the headlights tonight than they did last Friday against Germany.
We still got to be brave and composed when we've got the ball, and that's something that was very lacking in that opening game, which was disappointing. So I think result is a must not lose, but performance we need to improve, don't we?
Well, as if you needed reminding, Scotland versus Switzerland kicks off at 8 here on TalkSport, so some 59 minutes away. Well, just now, we've witnessed German efficiency at its best. The hosts ran out 2-0 winners over Hungary, which was live here on TalkSport, of course. Earlier, there was a thrilling conclusion to Croatia versus Austria, in Group B, with the sides playing out a 2-2 draw in the end. And finally, 25 players were present and correct at England training today, with Luke Shaw the only one to sit out. The United defender continues his recovery from a hamstring injury and is on an individual training programme. Denmark versus England is our live game on TalkSport tomorrow. Kickoff is at 5 p.m.
TalkSport News.
A police officer working as part of the Prime Minister's protection team has been arrested over alleged bets made related to the general election. Meanwhile, a new YouGov poll predicts the Conservatives could end up winning the lowest number of seats in their history.
TalkSport Weather.
Some rain across southeast Scotland tonight, turning chilly across rural parts of England and Wales with some fog patches forming.
TalkSport.
Der Fußball from Deutschland.
Early effort, it's in!
Licensed broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Euro Game Day Live with Hugh Woozencroft.
On TalkSport.
Yeah!
Germany 5, Scotland 1 opened up Euro 2024. Same old Scotland, never made it through to the knockout stages in their 11 previous major tournaments, and this time was meant to be different. So, should the Scots still believe?
Miller, and the two of them get in each other's way, and this is Shengalia to put Scotland out of the World Cup. What a disastrous way for it all to end.
Only the referee knows now how long there is to go, and sadly he has blown the final whistle, and Scotland's brave attempt to win a place in the quarter-finals has ended in failure.
Modric takes the corner and it's flicked on, and it's been flicked in, and that might just be the fatal blow for Scotland. Their long, agonising wait for a place in the knockout stages continues.
We're very proud of what they've achieved, but we don't want to just be here making the numbers up.
We believe we can get a result every time we go to the pitch, otherwise what's the point of going to the pitch? So we've prepared well, we think we're ready, and hopefully you see that tomorrow night.
Zani, Muller plays it back to the edge of the area, Emre Can places it into the bottom corner, places it to perfection. The full-time whistle. Germany rack up the biggest victory in the history of the opening night of the European Championships.
Look, the German game was a really tough day for us, tough night, but you have to just take it in the face and get on with it, and hopefully we can turn this one around.
We want to show, this tournament, what Scotland are all about, and like I says, if we do that, then I believe that's the best way that we can get a result.
Scotland conceded more goals than any other team in the opening set of group games at Euro 2024. So far, officially the worst team here, but all is not lost. Manager Steve Clarke targeted 4 points for a place in the last 16, and that means tonight's game against Switzerland in Cologne is simply must not lose. They'll be backed by tens of thousands of members of the Tartan Army, desperate to keep their dreams alive and avoid another group stage graveyard exit. It is live here on TalkSport. Kickoff comes at 8 p.m. Hello, good evening, I'm Hugh Wisencroft and welcome to the Rhine Energy Stadion, the home of FC Köln. It's on the banks of the River Rhine. Switzerland already played here in their opening game. Scotland have made the 390-mile journey from their training base at Garmisch-Partenkirchen, right in the south of the country. It's about twice the distance that the Swiss have had to travel from their training base to get here. Already, fans swelling the stadium for what is a massive game for both countries. The grounds of the stadium, by the way, part of a larger story of Cologne, the city founded over 2,000 years ago. It's always been protected by walls, by fortresses, but following the First World War they were removed, including right beneath our feet. This is the latest incarnation of a number of iconic sports venues dating from 1923, and it looks absolutely fantastic. 4 iconic towers at the corners of each stadium gives it a very distinctive look. They usually light up in red and white, so let's hope that isn't a good omen for the Swiss tonight, as Steve Clarke and Scotland come here needing a serious change in approach and result. And that noise going up is the Scotland goalkeepers coming out to begin their warm-up. Let's take a look at the lineups with Burger King.
Team lineup on Talk Sport with Burger King. Introducing the ultimate lineup with the Gourmet King's barbecue steakhouse Angus and bacon Caesar loaded fries. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Well, it was on Steve Clarke to make changes. He needs certainly a very different change in circumstance after that pummeling in the opening game. Your commentator, Joe Shannon, can tell you who he's gone for.
And in the event, Hugh, there are 2 changes after that humbling opening game defeat, with Ryan Porteous now said to miss the rest of the group stages after his red card against Germany. Grant Hanley is the man to come in from the start tonight. The other change is in midfield, where having been so overrun last Friday, Billy Gilmour is drafted in to add steel and greater protection, with Ryan Christie dropping out. Otherwise, it's as you were for Scotland, who realistically simply cannot afford to lose tonight. Gunn is the goalkeeper. Hendry, Hanley and Tierney are the centre-halves. Ralston and Robertson continue in the wing-back positions. McGregor and Gilmour are the midfield too. McTominay and McGinn will get furthest forward in support of Che Adams, who only lasted 45 minutes in that opening match day. Beware Switzerland, though. They've only lost one of their last 15 matches and were impressive in beating Hungary 3-1 in their first group game. It's largely a squad rich in experience, although it was a surprise starter in Kwadwo Dua who lit up the opening match for the Swiss in Cologne. But Dua is not in the side tonight, replaced by Xherdan Shaqiri, who becomes the first Swiss player to feature at 7 major tournaments. Switzerland know what they have to do. Victory would confirm their place in the knockouts, and it would also leave Scotland on the brink of elimination. Switzerland then have Sommer in goal, Cher, Akanji and Rodriguez are the centre-halves, Vidmer and Vargas the wing-backs, Freuler and Xhaka the 2 in the middle, Arbischer and Shaqiri in support of Ndoye through the middle.
That was a look at the team lineups, all thanks to Burger King.
Team lineup on Talk Sport with Burger King. Introducing the ultimate lineup with the Gourmet King's barbecue steakhouse Angus and bacon Caesar loaded fries. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Group A looks like so after Germany just beat Hungary live on Talk Sport. It was 2-0. The Germans are top on 6 points. Switzerland have 3. Hungary and Scotland sit on 0. Germany through after their victory. A win for Switzerland tonight will take them through as well. Remember, 4 third-place teams make it through to the knockout stages, so everything still very much to play for, and probably a good result in Group B for Scotland a little bit earlier on, as Croatia and Albania finished 2-2. Alongside me here in Cologne, Chris Iwelumo, the former Scotland and Aachen striker. And I point that out because this is a place you know well.
Good evening, Hugh. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, it's brought back amazing memories. You know, we had some
amazing European nights in Europa League here. You know, yeah, it's fantastic. In this place, when it's bouncing, the atmosphere is electric, and you can just see it filling up now. So if Scotland can get the first goal tonight, just wait until you see this. Oh my goodness, it's going to be amazing.
Guys, Chris Iwelumo is already bouncing. I think it's nervous tension here this evening. Now that you've seen the lineups, are you still nervous? Billy Gilmore, the Brighton man on the bench for the opening game, replaces Ryan Christie. Ryan Porteous obviously suspended, so Norwich's Grant Hanley starts in central defence. Do you feel like that is a boost for the Scotland team?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think Grant Hanley came on at half time, and you know, he made an impact. You know, he was solid, he was organised. Yeah, conceded 2 goals in the second half, a man down, but you could see we were more competitive, and he's a leader. He goes out there and he sets the bar, and he drags players with him. So hopefully, with all players on the pitch, I think a lot of the players have a lot to kind of put right this evening, I have to say, by the way. So the intensity, the bravery, the identity has to be there tonight. Billy Gilmore, I was very surprised his name wasn't on that starting lineup against Germany, because it's a game where, okay, you're not going to see a lot of the ball, but it's so important what you do when you are in possession of it, and there's no one braver. You know, he'll go and get it off the defenders, no matter how tightly he's being marshalled, and he is a very good technical player, and he does his job defensively as well.
What do you make of some players who stayed in the lineup, namely Che Adams, who only played a half of the previous game, Anthony Ralston at right wing back as well? I think a lot of fans felt there could be changes in the forward line, certainly at right wing back too. Are you surprised Steve Clarke hasn't made changes in those areas?
Well, I'm looking at Che Adams, you know, okay, when you go with Lawrence Shanklin, I think Lawrence Shanklin's the more natural goal scorer, but their attributes are very, very similar. You know, aerial duels, the movement, the technical, the link-up. I think Che's probably pipped Lawrence a little bit with a hold-up play and link-up play, but both fight quite physical players. The big question mark is Ralston. Now, I never seen anything from him. I'm a big fan of Anthony Ralston, but he needs to bring more. He's been given another opportunity. You know, if I'm Ross McCrory, I'm devastated. You know, I'm going to have a little chat with the manager, you know, after the game, of course. But Ralston, he has to bring more. He has to be an outlet. He has to be aggressive down this right hand side. And like you say, when he gets into that attacking third, it's all about end product. And you know, his delivery is outstanding.
Also, when we look at the Switzerland lineup, a little bit of a change there. A very familiar name, the former Liverpool and Stoke man Xherdan Shaqiri didn't play in the opener, their victory over Hungary, and he wasn't happy with suggestions from the media that he can't play in every game. He said last week, no one should show up for work only half the time. I didn't travel to the European Championship to take a vacation. Well, he's very much been put to work here tonight. Now plays out in Chicago Fire. He'll be just the 20th European player to feature at 7 major tournaments, so an important evening for him personally. What do you think he brings to the team?
No, he brings experience, he brings that leadership and the quality. You know, okay, you're talking about his mobility, but with the ball at his feet and the delivery that he's got, you know, he can play it with both feet. But that left is an amazing, you know, it's like a wand, isn't it? But I love that. He's not here for a holiday, you know. Okay, he's got the experience, and people are questioning his mobility, but he knows himself that he can bring something to this team, and they're a massive threat with him in it and with him out it. But I'm looking at Dua. Yeah. I'm delighted. I'm a happy man here in front of you when I don't see his name in that starting lineup, because I thought he has been outstanding. He's came alive that first game, that first goal. His movement was, you know, he can come and get it onto the feet, but he's stretched, he's looking to get in behind. And when you've got players like Granit Xhaka, who is the talisman, who is the main man for them tonight, and he makes the runs that he does, he's always going to get in behind. So I'm a little bit happy that Dua's not involved.
Well, listen, Braylon Bolo, who also came off the bench and scored in the previous game, is on the bench. That means that there are a couple of players on the bench for Switzerland who could make an impact. That is the noise of Scotland's outfield players now coming to begin their warm-up. A massively important night for them and the Tartan Army. There are tens of thousands of them already in the stadium here in Cologne. I can see them right from pitch side all the way up to the final row at the top tier. They've made the walk from town, thousands of them together. They are now pouring into their seats. Of course, sporrans, kilts everywhere. And listen, it's a very, very important evening for Steve Clarke and Scotland. We're calling it must not lose. He says they're coming here for all 3 points against a very difficult opponent in the shape of Switzerland. We're hoping for another cracking game from Euro 2024 live here on TalkSport. We'll have more build-up straight after this.
Euro Game Day Live. Delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. Get the ultimate food satisfaction this half-time with the flame-grilled bacon double cheeseburger XL. Order now on the Burger King app.
Here she is, the three-time world champion. What has she got in store for us today? Things are starting to heat up. Here she goes.
Triple builders, double stir. I don't believe it. And a chocolate digestive to finish it off. A thing of beauty. You have to say, the judges are gonna love this one.
British Gas, powering home fans during this summer of sport.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every Scotland game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out, only in The Sun.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's barbecue steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £20 on packs of beer like Peroni. Then there's party wear from £1, the midfield trio of bunting, face paint and flags.
And don't forget the dependable 2 for £7 on Coke 8 packs could be the difference maker. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda with beer and decorations on offer until the 14th of July. Asda. That's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Beer packs 10 times 330ml each, not available in Scotland. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. May exclude express in small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses, save your summer. Get a wiggle on and book yourself a bargain with On the Beach. Big budget or small, we've got a mega holiday for all. Should have been a rapper. On the Beach. Book like a genius. Holiday like a fool.
ATO protected.
On the beach.
Create your avatar. Pwn your first nude. Enjoy your newfound power. Climb the leaderboard. Dominate the leaderboard. Listen to people scream your gamer tag. Kirsty_26. Kirsty_26. Kirsty_26. For less.
Selected IKEA gaming setups are now at a new lower price, along with thousands of other products. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Game over. Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
And it's got in! Tomorrow afternoon from 2, uninterrupted, on-location commentary of Slovenia versus Serbia. Brilliant finish! Soccer punch your summer.
On TalkSport 2.
Scotland were the victims of the biggest opening game defeat in the history of the European Championship as they were put to the sword against Germany in Munich last Friday. It means they must truly avoid defeat tonight to set up the possibility of a strong finish against Hungary in their final group game as they look to reach the knockout stages for the first time at a major tournament. It won't be easy up against a side 20 places above them in the FIFA World Rankings in the shape of Switzerland this evening. Kickoff here on Euro Game Day Live is 8 p.m. I'm Hugh Wisencroft in Cologne alongside the former Scotland striker Chris Uwaluma, and we are joined by our Scotland correspondent Shabana Hearn, who I can see down there pitch side. Hello, we're waving. Can you see us?
Yes, I can see you very clearly, guys. What an incredible view you've given me tonight. We are just in front of the Tartan Army, behind the Scotland goal. I can see the goalie coaches taking Angus Gunn and Xander Clark through their paces just now. Listen, the atmosphere is incredible. We've been taking it all in Cologne, in the city centre today, around the fan zones. The Scotland camp are positive that they can turn things around tonight.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about just the general mood. You've gone there, you've spoken to Steve Clark, you've spoken to the players as well. How quickly do you feel they've been able to move past those events on Friday night? It was real disappointment, and get themselves in the right frame of mind for tonight.
It was a horrible shock. It was a sickener. It was verging on embarrassing at times too. But they gave themselves until Saturday evening to shake it off. They got back late on Friday night to Garmisch Park in Mirkin, decided to sleep on it, had a meeting the next day, did their analysis, had another meeting. Andy Robertson spoke to the players then with Steve Clark. They said, right guys, we end it now. It's time to focus on Wednesday. So by Saturday night, they had to put it out their heads. They had to move on. Whatever feelings, whatever thoughts they had from the Friday night. And that's probably the best way to do it. As Steve Clark said, with tournament football, you do not get the time to sit and dwell. You have to turn it around. Fix your mentality, get your emotions together, and hopefully that'll benefit from them tonight. Maybe that's game on Friday.
Whichever way you look at it, that result though has increased pressure on Scotland. How much has it increased the pressure on the manager Steve Clark? I haven't really been overly pleased with the way that he's handled the messaging out of the Scotland camp. He's gone from joker to charmer to angry man with the media at times. He says he doesn't want to do too much talking ahead of this one. I think that's probably a good idea, to be perfectly honest. Do you think he has settled on what he did wrong in that opening game?
I love him, Hugh. I love him. He is a man who speaks when he needs to speak. He's not a soundbite. He's not doing a press conference every other minute when something happens. He didn't want to do any press before the opening game in Germany, and he didn't do it until he was obligated to do it on match day -1, and he was pretty clear with his message then. Okay, then he joined the press on the Friday to talk everybody through what happened. He said, it's my job to sit here, I shouldn't be sending one of my coaches up there. And that day he was brilliant with the media. There's nothing wrong with a little joke here and there to take the heat off and show that you have got a little bit of a personality, a bit of a character, but I wouldn't mess with the guy. He's very straight with his delivery.
Nor would I.
I just wouldn't mess with him, but at the same time I like it. He's not skirting about anything. He's very, very clear with his message, and I think that's important, and that's the one thing that we've heard from this camp, from the squad of players. When Steve speaks, they listen, and he's very, very direct with his players too. There's no beating about the bush. That doesn't happen with Steve Clark. So yeah, no, I think he should speak more. If I'm honest, I like to hear from him that little bit more, but when he speaks, we all listen, and that's the main thing.
Siobhan, on Steve Clark, I think you can tell that he is under pressure, but he has a guard up with the media, which is understandable, and you can see that there is nerves there. Is it the same persona in front of the players, or is he more relaxed with them? I know that trust is there, and it is family and dad-like, isn't it?
Yeah, Chris, if I could take you into the Garmisch Open training every day that we've been able to access with the players. Only a couple of the match day, the Open training sessions have been closed. But if you would come in and see how the players respond to him, he puts the skip cap on. The weather's not been great usually in Garmisch, and he paces up and down, hands behind his back. You can tell he's thinking about things. Sometimes he smiles, sometimes he's looking strict. He'll give that call to the press officer, right, get them out of here, I want the press out of here now. They've had their 15 minutes on the second and now they're gone, kind of thing. So yeah, he doesn't like to give too much away, but I guess that's the mysterious way about it. Also about giving things away, he did say maybe perhaps he overcrowded his players with information going into that Germany game, so perhaps he's learned some things about himself from that opening game, and they will have sorted it out for tonight.
Okay, let's hear from the Scotland camp. Captain Andy Robertson spoke to the media ahead of the game. He said, we haven't seen the real Scotland as yet this tournament.
I think we just have to get back to being us. We definitely weren't ourselves on Friday, and we need to realise what got us the results in the past, and what was, what we were good at when we went to the pitch, because the message off the pitch hasn't changed. It's just on the pitch we maybe probably have to get back to doing that, trusting ourselves within the game, trusting each other, whoever's next to you, and if we do that, then we're a better team for it. And I think you've seen that in abundance in the qualifying campaign. You've seen a team that was full of belief and ready to fight for each other and ready to go for every single ball. And maybe on Friday we played a wee bit with fear, which we didn't want, but look, it's easy to talk about it. It's harder to put in place. And, you know, it's not an easy game opening the tournament against the host country, I'll tell you that. But we had enough experience on the pitch where we should have maybe have done better. And I think we all know that. And I think the whole country know that. But like I says, I don't want to keep bringing up Friday because now we're looking forward. We don't want to look back too much. We want to look forward. We've got a big game coming up which we're all excited about, and we want to show, you know, this tournament what Scotland are all about, and like I says, if we do that, then I believe that's the best way that we can get a result.
Interesting to hear Andy Robertson mention that word fear. Chris Iwelumo, what lessons do you think Scotland can learn about how they approach the game against Germany psychologically? Maybe did they give Germany too much respect?
Yeah, I think they gave them too much respect, but that you have to go to that word fear, but also fear them, and this is what Steve Clarke says, yeah, respect, but we don't fear anyone. The identity that Scotland have showed that got us here, that was nowhere to be seen. You know, a good technical side with high energy, intensity, with and without the ball. We never seen it. You know, and it's so important that when you have the chance to play, that you keep possession of the ball. And there's so many lessons, because you look, the Swiss have individual players that can technically destroy you if you give them time and space. And hopefully that is one of the lessons we've learned from the Germany game. Tony Kroos had far too much time and space to dictate and influence the tempo of the game. You can't do that with Granit Xhaka tonight. And to be fair, if you do a marking job in him, there's many more that can step up and do the job.
Beside me, Shaban, I've got a nervous Scot in the shape of Chris Iwelumo. He won't admit it, but I can tell just by his body language. Are you feeling a little bit nervous, and those Scotland fans around you too? How do you think tonight will go?
Weirdly, I'm not nervous. I've just enjoyed watching everybody have a good time today. Honestly, I feel like a proud mum of the Tartan Army. Everyone's just having a good time. The smiles, they're just mixing with German people. They're all cuddling with the Swiss. It's a good atmosphere, so let's just keep that positive energy. You can't help but obviously fear a wee bit of the result, but as Big Steve says, fear nobody, just respect everything and fear nobody. And I don't know, I want to say there's a positive energy, and perhaps we will see that side from qualification from Scotland. They'll have shaken it all off, they'll have had a good look at themselves, individually assessed themselves and said, was that the best version of myself on Friday night? I was absolutely miles off it. Miles and miles off it. They all love that their family and friends are here. They love that this is the first trip abroad for the Tartan Army in countless years. So they want to give them something to smile about. That message also came through from the press conference yesterday. The players we've been speaking to in camp also, they want to make the Scotland fans smile. So hopefully, even if it's not the result we want, touch wood, they will leave us feeling happy and impressed tonight regardless.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shaban Hearn, thank you very much. Pitchside here in Cologne. Yes, Scotland looking to avoid the dreaded miles off its shortlist from Gabi Agbonlahor. They take on Switzerland tonight. Let's channel some more positive energy their way, because the only previous meeting between Scotland and Switzerland at a European Championship ended in a 1-0 win for the Scots at Villa Park 28 years ago. It's their last win at a major tournament, and it came courtesy of one of our own.
McCoist finds McAllister, sets it up for McCoist. Oh yes, brilliant goal, Ali McCoist. 10 minutes to half time, and Scotland's biggest hero provides a goal at last.
Unfortunately, Scotland were knocked out, but I didn't want to mention that. I was forced to, right? But England were knocked out. Scotland were knocked out after England conceded a late consolation to the Netherlands in their 4-1 win all the way back in Euro 96. And it was an incredible summer. Ali McCoist, the big man himself, will be back on TalkSport Breakfast tomorrow with Alan Brazil and Gabi Agbonlahor. But you're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction and get your favourites delivered now.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food-fulment.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every Scotland game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out, only in The Sun.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £7 on Coke 8 packs. Then there's pizza price drops, including the talented spicy chicken fajita flavour and classic 4-cheese deep dish. Worth £3 each, now £2 each.
And don't forget the dependable garlic flatbread was £1.80, now £1.50. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda this summer. Asda, that's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. Pizzas and flatbread end 17th of July. May exclude express and small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses. Choose from thousands of amazing all-inclusive holidays with On the Beach. Go all in on all-inclusive. Leave the bank cards at home, but not your trunks. On the Beach. Book like a genius. Holiday like a fool.
ATO protected.
On the beach.
It's the event we've all been waiting for. The 30-metre vacuum is on!